Hello. One of the things we discussed last year was whether celery and leeks would grow on through the winter months, how the winter weather would affect them. I think most people felt that celery wouldn't go through the winter, that the winter would kill it off, but leeks probably would. Now, in fairness to say, we haven't had a severe winter here at Homegrown Veg. We've had a little frost, not a lot, but loads of rain. We've had no snow to speak about, but we have had some cold, wet weather. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take this celery out of this pot. There are 4 heads in this pot, in this 10-inch pot, and we're going to take these leeks out. When I look at this, there looks to be 4 leeks in there, 3 not so good, but 1 looking quite good. So I'll just put the leeks to one side. We'll do the celery first. These are my windbreaks, these are the covers, and this dark material is to try and blanch these guys up. We'll see if we can get these off. I'm not bothered if I make a mess of this foliage because I'm not. And it doesn't matter if I am bothered. That's what it was, look. Pop bottle, cut off top and bottom with an insert, just to blanch them up. What they're looking like. I am all. I don't think there's anything for you today, leeks and celery. I don't think you like any of them, do you? Now we're going to try and get these guys out of this pot in a wanna. I'll just put it down here and ease it by putting it between my feet and pulling up. Yeah, looks as though it wants to come. How's that? How's that? Okay, now already I can see there are a few bits and pieces of slugs and snails about the place, so you'd expect that in winter, wouldn't you? Let's get these guys out and see what we've got here. One, there we go, them all. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these to one side. We'll do the leeks now, and then I'll tidy everything up off camera, make it look a bit cleaner, and then we'll round the video off. We'll decide whether we think it's okay to grow celery through winter, and it's okay to grow leeks through winter. So I'll just put these to one side. We'll get the leeks in the batter. Okay, these are the leeks. 4 leeks. Pop bottles again. Throw them down the garden. Well, 3 look quite spindly. 1 looks decent. I'm not too sure how I'll get these guys out. Should we try what we did with the celery? See if they'll come. Oh yeah. How's that? Now what I tend to do with these 10-inch pots, because there isn't a great deal of room for root growth, I tend to sow my leeks fairly close to the top, so most of the leek isn't in the pot, it's outside the pot. I think you can probably tell that that's about the depth that that leek was planted at, because that's where the roots start. If I planted this leek much further down, there'd have been no roots above it, and we'd have lost half the compost in the pot. The roots wouldn't have been able to access it. So by planting it shallow, we get most of the compost in the pot available to the leek, and then we blanch them up outside the pot. So I should be able to put this through here, a couple inches down, and not cut this leek. Famous last words. Yep, how's that? How's that? Right, these guys aren't as good as you can see, but the leeks. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to switch the camera off and tidy these guys up as best I can outdoors, then tidy them up indoors, bring them back to the barrel, let you have a look at them. Just hang fire. Come on, Moll. Okay, I've tidied the leeks and the celery up. Let's have a look at it, see what you think. That's our celery. 4 heads of celery from a 10-inch pot that had already grown early potatoes. We'll let these guys grow on through the winter just to see how the winter weather would affect them. And to be honest, if I'm perfectly honest, they look quite scabby. You might not be picking this up, but they're not very nice celery at all. They may look nice on a video, but they're not. There's a bit of slug damage, they're a bit untidy. If I was going to use this celery at all, it would be to make soup. I don't think you'd just want to eat a stalk of that celery. So I don't think I'll be growing celery through the winter months again. I think if you're watching this video and you're in North America or any of those much colder climates than we have, it's definitely a non-starter. I mean, we had a fairly mild winter, but it's affected this celery. If you get a much more severe winters than we do, it will be a non-starter for you, I think. Okay, so that's the celery. Right, Moll, look out. I've got Molly with me. Molly's in the garden. She's wandering about. How about these guys? Same again. 4 leeks grown in a 10-inch pot that had already delivered early potatoes. What do you think? There's a bit of a mystery. Why is that one so big and these 3 are so small? I've no idea. Have you? I've no idea why this one's actually got as way as well as it has and these 3 haven't. But hey, look, this is interesting. I'll just show you with this big guy. I think I've told you before, these pots are 10 inches by 10 inches. There or thereabouts. There's not a lot in it. Have a look at this. What do you reckon? There's about nearly a foot of white on that leek, grown in a 10-inch pot. I think I've shown you this before. That's because it was only planted an inch or a couple of inches deep in the pot, and then I put collars on them to blanch them up. These guys, they're all as long as the pot. And this pot, by the way, I think I've said this before, that's a domestic water bucket. That's a 10-inch pot. It's about the same size as a domestic water bucket. Okay. You can grow potatoes in them, we've done that. We can grow leeks in them. And I think I would definitely do this again. I'd let some leeks grow over winter. And one of the other advantages of growing in pots with leeks over winter is that if you get a hard frost, and I mean a really hard frost, you'll never get your leeks out of your allotment. The ground will be rock hard and you'll need a pickaxe to get them out. The ground might be rock hard in your 10-inch pot. You just take it into the garage, take it into a shed, let it thaw out. You get your leeks out even when the ground outside is frozen solid. So that's another reason for growing leeks in pots. Come on, Moll. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed making it. We'll take these guys indoors now and I think we'll have a brew, Molly. What do you say? Come on, go indoors and have a brew.